Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Let's get rocking and rolling. Today we are here to cover three marketing blunders that real estate agents love to make over the holiday period and going into the new year that cost them a ton of money and don't get them results. So today we are here to give you tips that are going to save you a ton of money and actually help you build your funnel going into 2025 because we kind of put things on autopilot and rely too much on automation and not human contact over this period when that's exactly what we need. So, Emma, what's the first and biggest mistake that you see agents make when marketing during the holidays? Because we all love to market during the holidays.
Yeah,
For a lot of agents, it's the only time they market.
I know. And the funny thing is that we're like talking about this today, and I've made all of these mistakes, I think. And the reason I realized they were mistakes is because of uh, the disproportionate amount of effort that goes into the holidays versus the return in comparison to, I think, like if we were to do the exact same thing in a different season, the return would be so disproportionate in another season that isn't a holiday. So the first thing is, so we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about like general greeting cards, and then we're going to talk about gifts after, because I want to like talk about them separately because they technically are two separate things. But oftentimes, if an agent doesn't have a huge marketing budget, the first thing that they may do is send like holiday cards instead of a gift out, because it's like, listen, you're top of mind. I'm handwriting all these cards, and I want to just like stay top of mind with my clients and wish them happy holidays. The challenge with this though is it actually is a lot of effort. Like,
A ton of effort,
and
especially if you're doing handwritten cards yourself.
totally. And listen, we're not here telling you don't do handwritten cards. I think they're like one of the best things that you can do. If you don't have a huge budget, they're actually one of the most effective things you can do, except for during the holidays. Because how many cards is somebody receiving during the holidays? They're receiving things from you, they're receiving things from other businesses, they're receiving, the pictures of their cousins with Santa and all of that kind of stuff. And so it's the sexy mail that comes in the holiday season, which is great, but we almost get like we get
Inundated.
too much of it, right? Whereas if you were to send like a handwritten card not during the holidays, the likelihood of you actually getting a response and somebody actually kind of taking that to heart is significantly higher in the off season, where right now you think you're doing the right thing by sending it, but you're actually just kind of fitting into the stream of what everybody else is doing, so you don't stand out.
Yeah, and this is the biggest thing is any piece of marketing that we're doing, the whole goal behind it is to start a conversation with someone, right? And to be acknowledged and get a response. And as Emma said, they're being inundated over the holidays, and not only are they being inundated, first off, they're getting cards and gifts that are from people that they have closer relationships with. Secondly, they are super busy. They have events to go to, they have parties to go to, they have family to visit. People are taking vacations and going away. And so responding to you and saying thank you to you or reaching out to you, I'm going to be honest with you, we are very low on the totem pole. So we get lost in the shuffle. And what made me realize it was a huge mistake myself, because I used to do this and it's not cheap, right? Like I used to send and spend the time doing handwritten cards to my 150 best clients. So that's 150 cards at $3 a piece. Then mail, right? Like you're probably at $5 per plus your time, like spending $1,000 and my time, and I'd get like two or three responses out of 150. That's a terrible conversion rate. And then one day during the holidays, I was at home. I picked the mail out of the mailbox and I realized I caught myself. I was looking at the cards and then I was feeling them to see if there was anything in them. Or I was looking and I could see the handwriting and I knew who the card was from. And if it wasn't from family, and if it didn't have a card in it, I wasn't even opening it. I was throwing it in a pile that was going in my recycling. And this is what's going to happen to you. So as Emma said, handwritten gift cards are great. Don't put the pressure on yourself to do 100, 200, 300 at one time. Send them throughout the year at meaningful times to your clients when they aren't being inundated with cards, A, and B, they actually have the time to respond because they're not on a super tight and busy schedule. So that is mistake number one we want you to stop avoiding immediately is sending handwritten holiday cards. Send handwritten cards, but at a different time of year.
Yeah. Like think about it this way, right? You know the holidays, you're going to get anywhere from let's say 5 to 10 cards. Like the average person is getting something in the mail. But it's your anniversary. So most people's kids don't even remember that it's their friggin' anniversary. All right. So it's much more meaningful. And this is the way that you really stand out is like, hey, if I only have a certain budget allocation, not only for like finances, but also time to do this, when is the best time for me to spend my money and my time on something like this? It would honestly be in what I would call like the off season in sending something at a more meaningful time where you know that you're going to stand out, not only because you're the only person in the mailbox, but you're probably the only person that remembers something that is like extremely meaningful specifically to that person. The holidays exist for all of us, but an anniversary exists on one particular date for those individual people. And so something like that is what I've found a better return on because it kind of hits home to those people and it really makes them realize that like you've kept great notes on the things that are actually important to them. It's not just like this broad brushstroke marketing tactic to get more business.
100%. Which brings us, and like our second big blunder that we see people make in their marketing is kind of connected with this, and this is gifting over the holidays.
Yeah.
Okay. Gifting over the holidays is once again, for a lot of the same reasons, a huge mistake that you're spending a lot of money on and you're not going to get results. And once again, it's for the same simple reason is people are getting a ton of gifts over the holidays. And unless you really love your clients and they've given you huge commissions, the gift you're probably giving them is going to pale in comparison to what they are getting from their family, from their friend, like close friends, from their bosses at work, etc. Right? So like sending your Starbucks gift card or your liquor store gift card or your Uber gift card or whatever it may be,
Yeah.
isn't meaningful to people at this time of year, and once again is going to get lost in the shuffle, right? Even if you're like giving somewhat nicer gifts like a bottle of wine or something like that, it's still going to get lost in the shuffle at this time of year. So what we recommend to you is figuring out, knowing your clients better and using that budget and gifting them something at a time of year when no one else is gifting them, right? Or there's going to be less gifts. Once again, one of my most successful times to gift is something that Emma brought up, and that's on people's wedding anniversaries, right? No one else is saying like, hey, happy wedding anniversary. But if you say, hey, happy wedding anniversary, here's a couples massage, right? No one else is giving them a gift at that time of year.
Definitely not.
They are going to be thankful and you are going to hear from them and you're going to start conversations with them. And that's the type of gift. And at the time of year where, hey, your clients are all of a sudden going to be like shouting you out on social media when they're going to get that couples massage on their anniversary, right? And these are the types of wins that we're looking for. It's like, if I'm gifting someone, how am I giving myself the best opportunity to have it shared with their network and their people? Because that's how you're going to start getting repeat and referral business. And sending them another Starbucks gift card or another Uber gift card or liquor store gift card isn't going to do it.
Yeah, and like I'll give you guys a very specific example of this. So I first started with the like card thing, right? And then I realized like I don't know. It's like it's not going as well as I kind of had hoped for. But that's because it's the lowest barrier to entry for us as the giver, it's like, all right, writing a card and sending it is not like it's not that hard to do. It obviously takes time and it takes money, but it's like anyone can kind of do that, right? Then the next thing is, okay, well, if there's something that has like monetary value to it, will people value this more, aka the LCBO gift card, whatever, Uber, whatever happens to be. You're like, well, if I send the card and I send something of value inside of it, maybe they'll care. But then it's like, you send $25 and the mortgage broker sends 50, and now you look bad, right? It's like, do not value me, right? So I kind of did those things, and then I realized, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a local, like a support local box. Okay, this took me, I can't even tell you how much time this took me. I'm like almost embarrassed. All right, I found like local vendors, and I ordered all this stuff, and I hired my whole team, and we ordered these like custom boxes, and we built them all, and we filled them with that like shredded paper, and we put freaking like bath bombs and like these little cards for the business, and then we wrapped them all nice, and I loaded them up in my team's car, and then I had to like use this software to figure out what is the best like mapping algorithm for them to go around and drop all this stuff off. And I was like, this is the thing. It's gonna hit. Like, you know how much time we put into this? This freaking took me like 3 weeks. I got two responses. Two responses. And then I've done the card thing on off season that's cost me like probably 1/4 of what it would have costed me to do all of this stuff. And every single person responds.
Yeah.
Because you're actually standing out at that point in time. And so what we're not telling you don't do anything over the holidays, but I would just be like, if you are someone who feels compelled, like I have to do something over the holidays, again, this is like a fundamental marketing thing, is how do I allocate my budget for disproportionate returns? And allocating 100% of your marketing budget over a holiday spend, quite honestly, is something that we have found that we don't get the best return on. I'd rather allocate 20% of my marketing budget to stay top of mind if you feel compelled to do something this holiday season, and retain 80% of your budget to do those like more special off-season types of touch points or connectivity points with people, because it's just way easier to stand out, to be totally honest.
Yeah, and so we'll give you the last blunder, and then we will give you some marketing things that have worked for us over the holiday season, whether you want to do them or not, but these have just been the things that we do see work better. But the last holiday blunder that I see people make is the unannounced pop buys. So these are like the agents who have a big budget. They, put together little gift baskets like Emma was talking about, whatever it may be, bottles of wine, reefs, so on and so forth. And then they load the back of their car and they drive around to all of their clients' houses and show up unannounced. Huge mistake. And then I've heard this is what makes it even worse. And then if they're not home and don't answer the door, they just leave the gift on the doorstep. Guys, unannounced pop buys don't work. People do not like their lives to be interrupted unannounced. And even if they are home, the chances of you getting invited in by most people are very low. And if you're just leaving that gift on the front door, it's still not a huge gift in the grand scheme of things. A lot of times they're going to like be rushing in the house with the kids and just grab the gift off the doorstep, throw it on the side with the kids' backpacks and all the coats and so on and so forth. And it just sits there and gets forgotten about, right? If you are taking the time to go to people's homes, I want to guarantee that I am getting into that house. I am not spending the time driving to somebody's house and spending the money on a gift if I don't know I'm going to get to spend some time with that person, solidifying our relationship, building rapport, and having the opportunity to possibly get or ask for referral business, because this is a perfect time of year to ask for referral business, guys. Why? Because everyone is going to events for work. They're going to see friends and family. For what, all of these things are going to be socializing over the holidays more than they ever socialize. So this brings us to tip number 1 of what you should be doing during holiday season that will get you results. Okay. And tip number one is don't do unannounced drop-bys, but you should be scheduling times to go see your past clients, right? One of the biggest ways we do this is real estate health checks.
100%.
We're not going to get into exactly what a real estate health check is today. That is one of the courses in Closers Club. So go take a look at that itself. But this is the perfect time of year to be reaching out to everyone for real estate health checks and going to their house with intent to sit down with them and walk through what the value of their home is and what's going on in the marketplace over the last 12 months and how it's affected the value of their home. The other thing that's great about this is it gives you a chance to see, hey, what's going on in their house? Are they bursting at the seams? Have they done a ton of renovations? Is their house worth a lot more than I thought it might be? Right? And it's going to give you that opportunity once again to talk about real estate before they're going to see all their friends and family.
100%. And it's funny because when we think about Popeyes, like there is nothing that I would despise more than someone randomly showing up at my door. My dogs start freaking out. My house is a disaster. I'm in the middle of cooking dinner. I got things going on. You know who pops by your house unannounced? People who are serving you. And it's like, I don't want to even be anywhere in the ballpark of like someone just showing up and giving me something that I'm not like, you can make people feel really bad because if you tell someone like, hey, I'm going to come over, I have something that I'd like to give to you, like there's a lot of people out there that feel really uncomfortable if you deliver them something and they have nothing to give you in return. Like culturally, it's like, I want to invite you into my house. Like the least I can do is like have a drink with you or a coffee or something like that, and I'm not prepared. You're actually making me feel bad because now I can't deliver or reciprocate the way that I would like to with you. And it can like really like make somebody feel very uncomfortable. So like Ryan said, setting these kind of predetermined times, and even if you don't want to talk about real estate, like you might say, okay, it's holidays. I don't even want to do the real estate health check thing. We like to do it because obviously we want to talk about real estate, but you might not. Don't just show up unannounced because you can make your clients feel really uncomfortable. You can say, I have something that I'd like to give to you guys. I was hoping that I could just stop by to see you and, wish you happy holidays. When would be an appropriate time for me to do that? I don't want to overstay my welcome. Like, I just want to see you for 5 minutes kind of thing, right? At least they know you're coming. And if they want to prepare something like cookies or whatever happens to be to return the favor, you're at least giving them the opportunity and not putting them in an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah. Another way that I do it is I just like reach out and be like, hey, I'm actually working with a new client who's actually looking to buy a house in your area. I'm going to be doing showings next Friday. And I was wondering, could I just pop by after? I'd love to like stop by, say hello, so on and so forth. Yeah. Right. That's another great way, especially because I had somebody ask me the other day in our Lead Genius program, what if like I sold them something and the market's down and it's no longer worth more and I don't want to do the real estate health check? Well, then I just use the, hey, I'm going to be in your area on showings. I'd love to come by and see you guys, see what you've done with the house, because it's probably likely they haven't been there that long. So it's like, I haven't been by the house. I'd love to see what you've done, see how you guys are doing and catch up for a quick drink. I'm going to bring a bottle of wine. Right. So this is like another great way. The next piece that you could leverage that's worked really well for us, once again, everything for me over the holidays is spending face time with people. How can I get in front of my people? And this is an opportunity because listen, the Christmas season, the holiday season isn't busy for transacting in real estate. A lot of you guys are going to be spinning your wheels and you're like, how do I fill my funnel for next year? I want FaceTime in front of my past clients so that I'm top of mind when they're at family dinners, when they're at New Year's parties, and people start asking and talking about real estate. So the holiday season is a perfect time for an event of some point, of some kind. So if you don't want to do one-on-one drop-bys and you're looking for a one-to-many solution, if you want to spend some money, having a good event over the holiday season is great curate it for your people, for your avatar, for your niche, something they're going to enjoy, right? We had a client last year who did like pasta making. Huge, huge success. Got his best clients together to all make pasta. For my team in the past, we did a Christmas tree drive where people would come up and pick up Christmas trees and wreaths and then have their family photos taken with Santa. That's a bit of a bigger budget, but we get like 70 to 100 of our clients out at an event in one day.
Yep.
Right. And I was still spending about the same that I was spending on cards and gift cards.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And it's a one-day thing where you're actually getting FaceTime with them. Another really it's actually fairly cost effective is like renting a skating rink for an hour and then having like hot chocolate there. Most skating rinks depends on your location, obviously,
but
if
you're in a warm climate, it's not going to work.
Of course, yeah. Well, I'm talking for the colder Canadians here. You're probably anywhere from $200 to like $500 depending on where it's located, but you can usually have anywhere from 25 to 50 people come out for a skate with their kids. And, so you're probably looking at less than a $700 budget total if you want to give them hot chocolate and stuff like that. And listen, $700 to be able to see 20 to 50 people in person and have them have a great experience and have some fun, and they don't feel pressured to like talk about real estate or anything like that. It's just something that you're putting on, can be a really affordable solution for you to get lots of FaceTime with your clients. And it also makes you look really good when you've got 20 or 50 people that come out, like, wow, this person actually has lots of clients. And with that being said, you can invite potential clients. They don't have to be your past clients. They could be people that could be, great referral sources for you. So tons of different people that you can invite to something like that.
Yeah. And then for those of you who are just givers and feel like you have to give gifts, because I know there's some of you that are going to say like, no, I'm a giver. It's the holidays. I love gift giving. It's what I do. Amazing. Go ahead and gift, but gift to their kids. Okay. So if your clients have kids, gifting to kids at Christmas is still okay. You will get a response if you gift to their kids because they're getting gift cards from everyone else. And I used to do this. I used to just go on Amazon and it's like, I'd pick some Lego sets. Those Lego sets would go to all my kids with boys of a certain age. I'd pick the girls' gifts and like, they're still within that $20 to $30 range. Yep. They're not expensive. Send it through Amazon, custom card. That I would get responses to every time. Or pets also.
Yeah, I'm definitely if someone sends something to my house for my pet, I'm gonna respond to that for sure. And then just to Ryan's Amazon thing, if you're like looking for ideas, like I don't know what to send, go to Amazon, click on bestsellers, go under whatever the kids' toys are, and then you can set your price range on Amazon, and it'll show you like what are the most requested things within that price point, so that like hopefully it's going to also be a hit with their kids because other kids are also requesting this at this point in time.
100%. So guys, we have you set up to not blow your marketing budget at the holidays this year and actually get results from your marketing. So you should be focusing your handwritten cards as a recap on other times of year, not the holidays. Think about anniversaries, birthdays, maybe home anniversaries. I look for like interests and hobbies. So like, I want to know if my clients loves a sports team. I'm going to send them some sort of gift or card around like, hey, Raptors season's here, Lakers season's here. How do you think they're going to do this year? Here's a small gift around a Lakers hat or something like that. So don't blow your marketing budget on handwritten cards and gift cards at the holiday season, and do not do unannounced pop buys. Things that you should do is you should be trying to spend FaceTime and scheduled FaceTime with your clients, especially right now as things are slowing down in the market, before they're going to their holiday events and New Year's events, so that you're the top of mind realtor, because real estate will come up for people at these events. Okay. You can do scheduled or you can do one-to-many events as we talked about. And for those of you who must gift to kids, Gift to pets. Don't gift to the people themselves.
And my last thing for you is if you're sitting there and you're like, I don't know anything about my clients. I don't know if they have pets. I don't know if they have kids. I don't know what their anniversary is. How do I get around this? We'll do another training for you on how you should be onboarding your clients to make sure that you have the appropriate information so that you can do these things next holiday season.
We'll see you there.